The season of Maulid is here again, the season of the recycled debate and fruitless arguments. Assalamu alaikum. A moment, please. Welcome to a new episode of A Moment, Please, brought to you by gsalam.net and Al Bushra by Gsalam. This video is not about the ruling of Maulid, whether it is halal or haram, whether it is permissible or impermissible, whether we can celebrate the birth of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, or we should remain rigid simply because we cannot celebrate it. If you haven't known or couldn't guess my personal stance, as there are two camps, the camp of yes as opposed to the camp of no, or if you still insist on wanting to know my personal stance, then kindly check out my article, Islam and Love of and for the Prophet, a look at Maulid. Link provided in the description below if you are watching on YouTube. In this video, I'm rather sharing suggestions on how we should handle one another as Muslims in a season like this, the season of Rabi' al-Awwal, the season of the month of the birth of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I refer to the debates, arguments, and discussions that surround Maulid and resurface every other year as the recycled debate. This is simply because, regardless of my stance on the celebration of Maulid, and regardless of your stance on the celebration of Maulid, you are more unlikely than yes to change your mind. This is even if the reason for which you celebrate Maulid, and for that matter, the reason you probably may not celebrate Maulid, this is even if that reason makes no sense. I may be wrong. So if you are still looking for answers to make up your mind pertaining to Maulid, then kindly check out my article, which I mentioned earlier. Link provided in the description below. Even if you celebrate Maulid wholeheartedly or by the virtue of blind following, you will agree that celebration of Maulid, the way we see it today, wasn't known, nor was it seen or practiced by the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Neither was it done by his companions nor by their successors, the Tabi'in. The good news for you is that celebration of Maulid is here to stay. And for those who don't celebrate Maulid, I am not here to ask you to rethink your stand, at least not in this video. I just want to remind myself and your kind self that the celebration of Maulid is here to stay. The reality is, within the context of Maulid celebration, both camps, the celebrating camp as well as the non-celebrating camp, are Muslims. Neither of the two camps can oust the other outside the fold of Islam. So once we have agreed on this, we can move forward to create a common ground and then get ready to learn to tolerate one another. Yes, we must learn to tolerate one another. If we can tolerate our friends from other religions and we are happy-go-lucky with them, then we should be able to tolerate one another within the household of Islam, with even more love and more appreciation. If you celebrate Maulid and have no room of tolerance for your Muslim brethren who don't celebrate Maulid, then what will be your answer if you are asked the following? Will you reject a man who proposes to your sister or daughter because he doesn't celebrate Maulid? Or will you disapprove your brother or son marrying someone because she doesn't celebrate Maulid? On the other hand, if you don't celebrate Maulid and have no room of tolerance with your Muslim brethren who do celebrate Maulid, then what will be your answer if you are asked the following? Will you reject a man who proposes to your sister or daughter because he celebrates Maulid? Or will you disapprove your brother or son marrying someone because she celebrates Maulid? You may reject him or her for any other reason, the sensible reason and the otherwise. But if you reject him or her because he or she celebrates Maulid or does not celebrate Maulid, then you have a big problem indeed. I am certain that majority from both sides, those who celebrate Maulid and those who don't celebrate Maulid, they do love the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. At the same time, I'm also certain of the existence of some who celebrate Maulid, but their hatred for the Prophet is more than that of Abu Jahl. Simply put, many Muslims celebrate Maulid, but not all of them truly love the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Arguably, some Muslims do not celebrate Maulid, but they do love the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam more than many who celebrates Maulid. So whether you celebrate Maulid or not, may you be granted and bestowed with a true and sincere love for the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us the guidance and courage needed to refine our dunya for the best interest of our akhirah. If you have watched this video to this point, then consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. Do like and comment. Tell me what you think, as this will help the video to reach more audience, inshallah. If you take the trouble to share it with your loved ones, then that will be greatly appreciated and Allah will reward you abundantly. Until we meet in the next moment, please, I leave you in Allah's protection. Wassalamu alaikum.